Hey Fragrance family, I'm Daver.
I'm Jer.
And we're the Fragrance Bros. Coming at you again with another review, this time on Reflection Man by Amouage.
Y'all.
Now this one, it has a lot of hype
Mucho
to
hype.
it. Yeah. Now previously we did like a 10 review run of Subscribers' Choice videos, and we're going to keep that open. So we'll have a link down below. You can submit ideas, vote on them, and we're going to pick some every once in a while.
Yeah.
Every couple of weeks we'll pick some, and this was one of them. Reflection Man was one that we saw kind of high on the list.
Yeah.
So we picked it from the Subscriber's Choice, and we'll do some in the future. So
yeah, worth noting that it's just a freeform text box.
Yeah.
So you don't have to pick fragrances. You can type whatever.
Yeah.
You know, video ideas or
shootouts, whatever.
Series, whatever you look, you know, whatever. And if they make it to the top, we'll pick them.
Yep.
We'll do them.
So let's get to it. Date introduced for Reflection Man was 2007. It's classified as a woody floral musk. The notes are rosemary, pimento, rose de mai.
Yeah.
Never heard of that before.
Me either.
Orris root, jasmine, neroli, sandalwood, patchouli, vetiver, and cedar.
Wow.
Now, what'd you get out of longevity out of this?
I get excellent longevity out of this.
Yeah.
10 to 12 hours.
Yep.
That's nice long.
Yep. I get excellent longevity out of this with the caveat that it seems like it's spotty sometimes. And I'm not sure why. Maybe it's because of my nose. It might be because whatever. But
yeah.
The sprayer sucks. Amouage's sprayers suck.
Yeah.
We can call a spade here. But and maybe it's because you don't really need that much because it's really potent juice. All their stuff is really potent.
Yeah.
But still, on this one, I think it's one of their lighter fragrances.
It is.
It seems like it.
I think so.
And so it might be that I just didn't spray it enough. I don't know.
Maybe so.
What about projection?
I really don't feel like it's average to me. It is. It is like a little bit lighter. I mean, it's got you know, thickness to it, but it's just, I don't know. It's hard to describe. It's a kind of a weird fragrance in the way that you perceive it.
Yeah.
It's average on the projection.
Yeah.
What's wrong with me?
Yeah. I'll say it's average as well.
All right.
Season, I'll say this is great for winter, also spring and fall, and I think day and night.
Yeah.
Purpose, I would say this is probably best for formal. I always get like a real formal edge to it, but I think it's great on work, and I think it's good on a date as well.
I agree with all that stuff. Why am I here?
Now, what does this remind you of?
This is when I should start talking right here. I ought to just sit here the whole time while you talk. Up to this point, just. But anyway, it reminds me of. I think that. I don't know if I'm influenced by the bottle design or not, and by the name of the fragrance, but the scent to me is indicative of reflections and mirrors and glassy quality. I don't know. It feels that way to me. It feels almost metallic in a way.
Yeah.
And it's almost has like a mineral quality to it, of sorts. It's weird. It reminds me of like chemistry labs and just, you know, like a very clean environment, like a sterile lab or something. I don't, it smells good. It smells great. I know that's weird. If I'm not stealing all your stuff or something like that. But that's what it reminds me of. But she's got this very sterile quality, very clean. It does kind of, had a shootout. It does kind of smell like Lamal, but a much nicer version of it. But it comes off, I agree with the formal thing. I think it comes off classy and, you know, just like a really refined scent. I don't know. I can't really pick out notes in this to me. I get the smell. Mm-hmm. I know there are a lot of notes in there, and nose is better than mine can pick them out, I'm sure. I don't. So, but I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like it as well. I know we did do a shootout, and that was really kind of controversial because people were misinterpreting the way we did the shootout.
Yeah. As
if the smell test was why, you know, the blind smell test was the answer.
Yeah.
Anyway, they do have similarities. You know, you can go see our shootout. We'll have a link to it here and down below, of course. But in summary, they do have similarities, but they're different. And this is, I think, much nicer. It goes in a different direction than Lamal does. But they're like in that they're powdery and that they have a woody base and that they have kind of this bright top to it. But each of them have kind of different things that they do.
Yeah.
Now, out of all the Amouage line, I think this seems like it is most popular.
Yeah.
With good reason, I think. This is
probably the easiest to wear.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think it is the easiest to wear, very wearable, great for almost any occasion, and it smells unique.
Yeah.
And it smells rich.
Yeah.
And I think that's really important too, especially when you're paying money. You want it to smell rich.
Yeah.
Even if you're not paying a lot of money, you're wearing something that is in essence a luxury.
Yeah.
So you want to smell rich in a way. You want something to come across that way, even if it's for your own enjoyment.
Yeah.
What I get from this a lot, I do get that reflection type vibe, but I think they're going for a different type of reflection than we're getting.
Yeah.
Because I also get the metallic twinge, and I think part of it comes from the pimento berry they're using. I think has it adds kind of a strange metallic twist to some other things they're putting in there. But I do kind of get a metallic twinge, and this is, I think, really what chrome should be, but it's not. Chrome I never got like a real metallic vibe. I mean, that's $20 fragrance, so I mean, you're not going to get that with that.
Yeah.
This you do get a metallic vibe, but I think what they're really going for is they're really going for kind of a meditative type reflection, like you're reflecting back on the years, etc. So I don't get that with this.
No.
Another thing that's really interesting about this fragrance is that there's not really the frankincense that they're really known for.
Right.
That may actually be a really good thing.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the amillages just smell the same.
Yeah.
With just different notes on top and on bottom. They just add that incense in there, and sometimes I just get tired of it.
Yeah.
It doesn't smell bad. It's just I don't want to smell 5 fragrances that have the same guts to them. Just smell similar,
Yeah.
This one does not have that. But I do smell a lot of jasmine. I do smell, you get a lot of powderiness too, and I think that really comes from the iris, the orris root from this. And I get a lot of sandalwood too. I get a lot of sandalwood in the base especially. And one note that's not on here that I do get is vanilla. And I get a lot of vanilla in this. It kind of rounds out and smooths everything over. Maybe it's just inferred from some other notes that are hanging around. I don't know. But I do get a little bit of vanilla sweetness to it.
Yeah. It's probably their safest fragrance.
Yeah, easily, yeah.
And kind of a departure from what they do. I think you're right. A lot of the homages, I mean, they do their own thing or whatever, but there's a similarity. There's a thickness and a heaviness to them, a darkness to all of them, it seems like. And this is, kind of like the light brother of all of them.
Yeah, definitely.
And, I think that's probably why people like it as much is because it's a lot easier. You know what I mean? Like, you can use this a lot more than you could say, Memoir Man or
even Jubilation 25, which that's a fantastic fragrance too. But I don't know, that just doesn't come across as something you would wear casually.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
I think this is very mature. This is about the maximum level of mature in fragrance that I want to smell like. And I don't want to say that it smells old. It doesn't smell old, but it definitely smells like. We've mentioned this before. Like if you're settled down, this smells like that. This just has kind of a settled mentality to me, and maybe that's the reflection thing that I'm getting, the kind of contemplative type of vibe. I'm not really sure, but
interesting.
It just kind of has a little bit more of a slightly older vibe to it. Some have even called this feminine, which I don't get at all. And the only thing, like, I don't want to name any names, but you know who you are. Some said this smells feminine.
Burger.
But this smells really manly to me. And I got that from day one. It is powdery, but it's not powdery in that it smells like powder. It's a different type of powdery.
Yeah.
Like people, whenever I associate powdery fragrances, whenever I typically call them powdery fragrances, they smell like powder that you use.
Yeah.
But this is kind of that fluffy type of powder that everyone calls powdery.
Yeah.
It just has kind of just this airy, cloudy type vibe to it. But I don't normally consider that powdery, but a lot of people do.
Okay. I think we get different feelings. Like, to me, when I smell this, I think of like a single guy who works on Wall Street.
Okay.
And wears suits to work and then goes and drinks with his friends at night. I don't know why. I get like a younger feel from it. I don't think it's feminine though. I think
Yeah.
it, well, if it's feminine, then then Dior Homme tints are feminine too.
Right.
They're kind of in the same
Yeah.
arena
Yeah.
of gender association.
Yeah.
I don't think those are feminine though. So
Yeah, I agree. And also, I see your point about the Wall Street guy, because I do think this smell, like I said, I think it smells rich.
yeah, it smells like money.
It does. It does smell like money. It reminds me somewhat of like a rich person just hanging out,
Yeah.
like in a boat. I'm on a boat.
Never thought I'd be on a boat.
Bang for buck, this is $234 for a 3.4 ounce on Min New York's website after the 15% discount.
Yeah.
So, of course, there's a couple people that have discounts there, and we have one, which is Bros. So we've mentioned that several times before. But so it's $234.
Yeah.
I think it's really worth it. I think this is probably one that I think is a must-have in every person's collection. It's still on the pricey side.
Yeah.
So for me personally, I would still probably try to get it on a split.
Yeah.
But it's worth owning,
Yeah.
certainly.
A lot of the almond washes have begun popping up on discount sites.
Okay.
I can't remember the name of one right now, but they were selling for around $150.
What?
You can get testers on eBay pretty regularly, so I think you can do better. It seems like they're beginning to trickle down
Yeah.
to the gray market or whatever you want to call it. These other companies. So if you keep an eye out, I think you could do even better.
Yeah.
So
And what about compliments?
no, I've never gotten one.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know if people don't notice it, or what. And I've worn it probably 6 or 7 times.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what to say.
Exact same boat.
Yeah.
Like, my wife likes it.
Do you ever think you'd be on that boat?
I'm on a boat! Yeah, my wife likes it. But I don't ever get really noticed with this.
Yeah.
I don't really know if it's one of those fragrances that people are going to say, you smell great.
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't. I think it smells great. But maybe it is just a projection. Like, I don't know if it just doesn't get out there or what. I don't know.
Yeah. It's softer, so
Yeah.
it's not an attention getter,
Yeah.
I think. Which sucks.
Yeah. Well, final rating.
I'm going to give this a 3 out of 5, I think. I like it just fine. I think it smells good, but I just don't find an occasion to use it very often.
Okay.
It tends to sit on my shelf a lot. So, I don't know. It just, to me, kind of flirts between something I would use a lot and something I would never use.
Yeah.
And it ends up in this no man's land where I just don't use it.
Yeah.
So,
I'm gonna give this a 4 out of 5. I actually really like this fragrance a lot, and I do use it, but usually on cloudy days,
yeah.
on rainy days or stuff like that, or maybe even like a formal event, something
Yeah.
like that. But I try to find occasions to wear it, but I probably don't wear it as much as I probably would normally like to. But I do really like it, and I do enjoy it. I do think that every man out there should consider buying this, at least on a split.
Yeah.
It's worth having in collection, surely. And I think it's really inoffensive. I think it might even be a good blind buy, even though I don't recommend blind buying at all. But
Yeah.
it's a good one to. You won't be upset buying this.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that.
So
Cool.
So that's it. So let us know what you think of it, of Reflection Man down below. Do you like it, love it, hate it? Let us know. Of course, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe down below. We'll love you for it. We'll see you next week with We're the Fragrance Brothers. Bye.